Welcome back to Sunshine Realms. My name is Sunshine. Let's tap into our Virgo collective. Let's find out what's going on for our Virgos. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. Let's check in, see what's going on in the cosmos. All right, Virgos, you have the Six of Swords and the Emperor with the Eight of Swords. And of course, I'm using the Game of Thrones deck, my favorite deck. So I felt guided to tap into the dynamics of like different terrain, different families, or different like colonies or communities. So someone could be separating themselves from one community and stepping into a new one. So I was led to use the Game of Thrones deck. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, shout out to my Game of Thrones fans. If you know, you know. So you know that the battle is real. So let's find out what you have going on. You could be separating yourself from one community and taking the lead in order to step into a new community. And it could be something that you're moving yourself away from. But with the Emperor here, you're deciding to make that choice and be guided towards something new, be guided towards something that you might have ignored for a little bit or put on the back burner, but you're starting to go towards something now that you might not have been guided to go towards. But because you're in this Emperor leadership, Ram, Aries, Mars energy, you could be led in a new direction that you've been mulling over for a bit, because the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords indicates time, thoughts, and guided actions towards something. So now you're deciding to take the lead. I feel like that is something that you've been guided towards for a while, because the Six of Swords is leaving the Five of Swords, leaving the conflict, leaving the indecision and the inability to make a decision. Like for me, the Six of Swords is coming from a holding space and moving into a space where you're no longer thinking about something. You're actually going towards something that you've gotten clear direction in your own life in order to go in that direction. So let's find out where the Emperor is heading, because this is very strong energy for the collective Virgos that are here, because this is something that you've made the decision. This is where you're going. The Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords is not something that you're thinking about anymore. You've taken that guided step, but you've also taken off the fog, or removed the fog, or removed the indecision from your life. And this is very important because the Emperor doesn't get here from doing nothing. You could be leaving a Queen of Swords because the passion is not there with the Ace of Wands reversed. And this is the clarity that you've received. So you're leaving one dynamic. It's almost as if, because of course the Ace of Wands, if anyone knows, that's the phallic symbol. Especially with the Emperor, you are completely turned off by a dynamic, and you're no longer going in that direction. You're no longer being guided to give, pour into, or express any passion in that direction. The clarity is clear. You're moving away from something. The fog has cleared. If you've actually gotten the clarity that you have decided no longer, or there's boundaries that are up, there's something that's going on within your life that you have gained significant clarity on, in terms of no longer going in a specific direction. Let's get a little bit more guidance with the talisman oracle, because with this phallic symbol being reversed with the emperor, when the emperor makes this decision, or when someone in this leadership space makes this decision, they make this decision because it's something that they can no longer push forward. And it's almost as if the wheels have fallen off. I don't know who that's for, but that's for someone. So, one talisman oracle for the Ace of Wands reverse and the Emperor. Thank you. Willpower. So yes, that's like I said before, you made this decision from being in a space of leadership. You've made this decision because you can no longer push something forward. You can no longer go in a specific direction. And more specifically, um, look at where you have Mars in your chart. Look at where you have Aries in your chart. And this is almost doubling down on the fact that you're done. When an emperor gets into this space where they no longer can give to something and they are ready to use that sword in order to cut something out, this is a finite decision. You're not mulling it over. You're not thinking about it. It's absolutely 100% done. It's a done data. So that's what I heard. Let's tap into the medicine with the Hermetic deck. Let's find out what our Virgos need to know. You might have Aries in your chart, or you just might be led by this Mars energy. So check and see where those placements are. It could be ruling your mind space, or it could be ruling the space where you have air. You could have air and Aries highly aspected right now. You could have an aspect in your chart that is highly aspected right now in terms of leaving a passion project or leaving a space that is no longer pulling those reins. And when I say pulling the reins, it's no longer giving you the energy that you need to continue to nourish it. Almost as if you're no longer tilling the soil in one area. You're going in a new direction where something else could be more fruitful, or something else that might give you a little bit more return on your investment. So you could be leaving an investment that you've made. It could be 6 to 8 years, and you're no longer going in that direction because you're being guided to do something new. So let's find out what the medicine is for our Virgos. Well. Ooh wee. Wow. So for the Empress to come out, wow. Ooh, you are 100% done with nurturing, giving, facilitating, participating, and creating in one dynamic. With the phallic symbol turn reverse, you're no longer giving to a situation because it's not bearing fruit. That's for someone. For the Empress to be here with the Emperor, someone could be in a space or being asked to, because this is the medicine, being asked to literally leave a situation that is not giving them the honorable space, the space of give and take, because the Emperor and the Empress are both counterparts. So if you're not getting that, that's the medicine. You might be turned upside down. One more for the Empress spirit. Thank you. I'm going to get one more for the Ace of Swords, because this is very important. The Empress to come out. Ooh, 2 of Cups and the Emperor reversed. I wish I could make it up. You are done, Dada. I cannot make that up. 2 of Cups, you're no longer facilitating someone, giving to someone, or pouring into someone 100%. You are done. The willpower here, no. For our Virgos, if you are mulling over a decision, baby, Spirit is saying the medicine is leave that alone. You are upside down or just not being, you're not upright. Who wants to be an empress or an emperor reversed? Who wants to be that? When you make this decision, it's like no turning back, no turning back whatsoever. So that's the medicine. If you are struggling with this decision, Spirit is saying, hey, look at your coins, look at your resources, look at what you've invested. And if it's no longer pouring into you because it seems like something has gone ice cold, and if you are in this space and you are pretty much trying to be somewhere that you're not welcome, once it goes ice cold, baby, it's nothing there. So take a look at where you're putting your energy, because this right here is no longer for you. And for you to be reversed, you already know that.